Welcome back to the three-step money reset, where today we'll go over some extras. I've reconfigured the system a bit by bumping income, adding some credit card debt so we can play out a few different scenarios. So you'll see now, if you go to the balance sheet, there's $10,000 of credit card debt. We also went and increased the income by $25,000, the base up to 175. In the profile now, you'll see $10,000 of credit card debt. We'll click into it and see a 24% APR. I'm asked all the time, Mike, what should I do with this? Should I pay it off slowly? Should I make extra payments towards it? Should I take money from my savings account and just pay it off? Well, let's do a little math. So $10,000 at 24%, that's $2,400 a year in interest alone. 2,400 divided by 12 is $200 a month in interest alone. So if you make a $200 payment towards a $10,000 credit card bill at 24% interest, you're only paying the interest. It's brutal. This is why people feel like they're just going in circles when it comes to their credit card. So unless you have $10,000 making $200 a month interest or more somewhere else, it 100% makes sense to pay it off and take money from savings. This person has $4,300 in a checking account, but $122,000 in a taxable brokerage. Let's say you only have $10,000 in a high yield savings or a taxable brokerage. I would still highly consider taking a big chunk of that, maybe not all of it, but a big chunk of that to pay down the credit card significantly, because if an emergency comes up, you still have access to the credit card, but at least you've stopped the interest from running on a daily basis. Once that credit card is paid down, I want to give you two quick tips. One, start looking at your credit card weekly. Look at it every Friday. Don't wait until you get the statement and then say, oh, wow, this is what I put on my credit card. This is what I have in my checking account. It's too confusing. If you look at it every Friday, you accomplish two things. One, you know what you've put on it. And two, you already have an idea if you should be spending money headed into the weekend. Second, let's hop into dashboard. Budget. Click on budget. Go through these categories and say, $200 a month of interest is ridiculous. I don't have the luxury of spending money on the wants. I'm going into some kind of beast mode, telling my friends, telling my family, hey, the next few months, I'm going to be hunkering down. I'm trying to eliminate some debt. Maybe you'll inspire them. But if you can go hard at it for a short period of time, you'd be amazed at what you can pull off. Start inviting people over instead of meeting them out. Have $2 drinks instead of $20 drinks. Next up, we're going to jump to retirement. We padded this person's income a little bit more. So now you're going to see there's $11,920. We don't know where it's going. So if I'm this person, I'm going to turn on something like two $500 deposits a month in addition to the $500 I'm already saving. Let me test that number. If I oversave, I can always pull it back into my checking account, but let's start pushing it out of the checking account automatically. That's another $12,000 a year. We often spend money because it's available. Next, I want to take you to the accounts page. A lot of you may be thinking, where are all these numbers coming from? If I click on accounts, I've got a certain amount in a taxable account, a 401k, a traditional IRA, and a Roth IRA. I'm adding to that Roth IRA. I'm adding to my 401k plus the match, and I'm adding to my taxable account. What these columns will show are the account values plus the contributions each year, plus the return based on the investments that you have inside your portfolio. So this person's taxable account grows. By age 60, they're at 780, 2 million in the 401k, 615 in the traditional IRA, 656 in the Roth. These are assumptions, but we need some assumptions to make some projections. This person's retiring at age 65, hypothetically. So we'll see that between their 401k And their traditional IRA, that's about $3.7 million. Remember, that money hasn't been taxed yet. So there's a bit of an asterisk next to the 3.7 million. If you take that out all at once, there's a pretty hefty tax. Most people take it out over time. So I'm often asked, should I be contributing to a traditional, or maybe should I be contributing to a Roth? Embedded in that question is, what will my tax rate look like in the future versus what it is now? If we use these numbers as an example, and this person defers a 20% tax rate to have $3.7 million at age 65, and they take 6% out of that account every year. 6% of 3.7 million is about $220,000 a year. That's $220,000 of income on top of Social Security, in this case, Social Security times 2. We don't know future tax rates, but it will be difficult to be in a lower tax bracket if you're making $80,000 to $100,000 in Social Security and $220,000 of income on top of that. That's over $300,000 a year, 30 years from now. Also, Social Security may be taxed at a higher rate, and the amount you pay for Medicare premiums can also be higher. So what do? Go to the maps. You'll see that you're contributing $10,000 pre-tax to your 401k, so only $10,000 is coming out of your paycheck. This is really important. If you want to contribute that same $10,000 into a Roth 401k, you have to pay the taxes first. So more than $10,000 will come out of your paycheck over 12 months, 24 or 26 pay periods. They'll actually take $12,000 in this person's case, pay around the 20% tax, and then $10,000 goes into the Roth. So you pay the tax now, and it actually costs you more cash flow to get the same amount of money in there. So let's play that out. See how there's $11,920 left over and spend unsaved cash flow? Let's jump to the profile. Let's click on savings. And let's take this 401k, and there's a 3% match with a 5% contribution. We're just going to zero those out. Hit save. We're going to add a Roth 401k. We'll change the percentage, 5, 3% match, save. We'll click back on retirement. And if we scroll down, we'll see that now we have $10,000 going into a Roth 401k, but instead of $12,000 a year, we only have $9,700 a year unaccounted for. That means it cost about $2,200 in tax in order to get the same $10,000 into the Roth. This is super important to understand. You have $2,200 less today, and that $10,000 now grows completely tax-free. So let's see what happened. If we click on accounts, we now have a new column, Roth 401k. That starts to grow. Your match is still going into the traditional 401k. So look how your situation has changed. Now when we get to age 65, there's $1.7 million in untaxed 401k money, $823,000 of untaxed IRA money. So we lowered the $3.7 million to about $2.5 million, $1.2 million less. You have that same $1.2 million in Roth money that can be withdrawn completely tax-free. You've just paid the tax along the way. It's up to you to determine if paying that tax today hurts too much from a cash flow standpoint, but I encourage you to take a look. Your future self will be much more fired up to spend money tax-free than to take money out and have to pay tax in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. Don't forget to email, reach out with any questions at all.